All right, Margaret, now we're going to take a look at your backstroke from the side view underwater. And I like this view. It'll give you a lot of information. One of the things that I really want you working on is, again, that head position. Overall, your backstroke has a good body position, but that head is high. So what you see from that head down through your feet is that your angle of your body is downward. The hips are really low. So when you want to be closer to this line here where the top of your hips are right near the surface and the feet are right near the surface when you're swimming backstroke. And you're just creating, as this water is coming towards your body, you will just create all kinds of drag from underneath, and it's going to slow you down. And basically it's all related to your head position. So if you can get your chin up a little bit and get your head back, that's going to lift your hips and put you in a better position to swim faster because you're reducing the drag, which is the biggest thing we have to reduce in terms of our swimming. And then as you go to pull, okay, and this is another good point to watch from. But you can see here as you're catching, and that's where your hand is kind of behind the head and it has to swing out. And as we were in the front view, kind of could see how that hand kind of contorted to pull water. And while you're pulling water, you can see at this point, you're pulling water straight down. So you're pulling yourself up in the water rather than pulling, that hand should be flatter at that point. And I think if we can get the shoulder roll right, that will happen. And then you'll be pulling the water straight back toward your feet and pulling yourself straight forward. And that's going to be a little bit quicker also. Once you get past this point, I think your hand gets in a really good position. See, it's still down at that point. But when you get here, when you're finally in a position where your body's in the right position to pull, you get into a pretty good pulling position. It could be just a little bit more vertical in terms of the hand. You're slightly ahead with the thumb. So if I draw that from thumb to finger, you can just see it has a slight slant to it, so that's going to slide a little bit. But other than that, you're pushing good water right at the end of the stroke. Again, just a little bit too far down, a little bit too far away from the hips. So if I back up a couple frames, you can just see you're finishing really low. We want to finish with a downward pull, but it should finish right here with the hand, closer to the hips, so it's easier to get the hand out of the water, and you're away from the hips and way down here. So if we can get that a little bit more on that other line, that's going to help with timing a little bit more as well. Won't be able to see the left side until we're on the other side as much, but again, good elbow bend. Kick's pretty good overall. Could be a little quicker with the feet, but you are kicking up and down well. Straighter knees on the upbeat of the kick. We just got to get that rotation to be in the right spot. And then as you come towards the wall, we'll look at the turn. Again, hips just a little low. Once you get turned over, not bad. You're pulling your hand. You're pulling your legs over by turning those palms down and pulling towards your head, so that's really good. Just like to see it a little bit closer to the head. Your finish of your feet, I pointed out in the above water view, but I'd like to see the feet in line with the hips, and you can just see they're kind of inward and they're touching each other. So we'd have the left foot on the left yellow line and the right foot on the right yellow line. That'll give you a better plant to be able to push even harder from. But your angle coming on your push off is very good. So if I leave that line there and we send you forward, you do a good job of getting depth. The head could fall into that line a little bit better. Just the head's a little high as you're pushing off, so we want it a little more back in between the arms. But again, good depth. You're getting a body length off the wall before you start your dolphin kicks. You actually have pretty good dolphin kicks. Good ankle flexion. I just think your head position, again, like when you're swimming above water, is too high, and here it's too high again. You can just see your head is up. So you're angling and you're looking back here towards your feet as you're doing this dolphin kick. Again, water's coming toward your head. It's going to be creating drag as you're doing that, instead of getting it out in front and making sure that you're more streamlined as you're going forward. Okay, and then we can see as you're coming off this wall and this kick out, you can just see that head position. You're using it to get up, and it's just going to really slow you down. So if you need to do a nose clip to keep the head back, or you just want to try to keep your head back further, that's going to really help your kick out. Because I think you do a lot of good things with your feet and your legs, and your kick is from the right spot, and that can get nothing but more powerful if that head's in the right position. And then on the left side, as you're pulling, again, shoulder a little high when you want to be more on the left side as you're starting this left arm pull, and you can see your right hip right here is higher than the left hip. It needs to be the reverse. As you're in this position, the right hip should be here and the left hip should be down here, so you should be more on that left side as you're starting the pull. So a little bit late with the rotation to both sides. Again, at the top end, you're able to kind of bend that wrist and create a pull, but it gets good right there. And we want it to be, if you're on that side, because now you're on your side, your left side, and that left hip is lower than the right hip, and you can just see as you get in that point, you get a really good pull at this point. But at the top end, you're using your wrist bend to kind of create that, to kind of create this catch. And again, just keeping, I can't see where the thumb is, but I think it's up. Trying to keep that in line with the fingers as you're pulling. No, it's down against your hand. So just, you can see a little split in the fingers there. Those being a little bit closer together. They don't have to be together, just a little closer together as you're pushing through. You can see the pinky finger and the ring finger extended out quite a ways from the rest of the fingers. So want them a little closer. This is a little too far of a gap between. Nice finish on that side. It's not as deep as on the other side, so that's really good. Again, we just got to work on shoulder roll, getting you to roll at the right time, and I think that'll put your arms in a better position to catch the water. You won't overreach to the right side, and you'll be able to hold on to the water better and pull the water at the top end of the stroke a little bit better. And then head position, getting that head position, that chin up and the head position back, both in your kick out and in your backstroke swimming.